Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Jennifer Masri. I just want to do this video about being in tune with ourselves, and what I mean by being in tune with ourselves, I mean that you're not going to sit here and let any distractions come through. You're going to stay on your path. And what does that look like? So in order for us to stay on our path and be in our highest authentic self and be on our highest timeline and hold the highest intention, it can be quite challenging. And in order to do that, we have to stay out of everybody's business. So I know that's challenging because sometimes, for example, let's say, I have my husband. Sometimes I want to help him through his business. Sometimes I want to give him, tips, and I want to give him ideas on how to do things. And sometimes he's not willing to hear what I have to say. And that's okay. And the reason why he's not willing to hear what I have to say is because maybe he's not ready to hear that advice right now. Maybe he's not ready for a change, or maybe he has to be taught in a different way. So I am learning through my own life process to step back, stop worrying about what everybody else is doing, and to just worry about what I'm doing. Because if I'm in my highest authentic self, I am allowing the universe to pave the day so I can have the highest intention for the day, and I can have the best outcomes to show up for me, the best situations to show up. Because sometimes when we're sitting there and we're worried about someone else's situations or somebody else's chaos that they're having in their own minds, we also are building chaos in our own lives, because we're sitting there, we're too involved in everything that they're doing, and we're not paying attention to our lives because we're not present. We're not able to create in the highest timelines because we're too busy, we're too stuck in what they're doing. I can't tell you how many times I see other people, like, sometimes they have an older, son or daughter, and they're trying to help them. And I get that, yes, we're here to steer, our children's lives and so forth. But to a point, you have to understand at the end of the day, they're going to do whatever they want to do. And every one of us came here with a soul contract. And nobody knows what the other person's soul contract is. And I think that's where we're not taught this at a young age. We're not taught that everybody's came here with a soul contract. We're all taught to be in everybody's business. We're taught to sit here and worry all day long. We're taught to sit here and have anxiety over everything. We're taught to sit here and to change things. We're taught to sit here and to make things work for us. No matter how much it's going to work, you're going to sit there, you're going to try, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Did you ever think that maybe that situation or that place or that job was not right for you? We have to step back and we have to sit here and let the universe pave the way for us. Because if we're not sitting here and letting our higher self and the universe take charge of our life and bring us to the gold, then guess what? You're going to sit here and you're going to be putting out fires all day long. You're going to be angry, you're going to be mad, you're going to have things show up for you that you don't want to show up because you're creating all this chaos in your head. And in order, like I said before, I'm getting back to this, in order to be on your highest timeline, you must stop being in your head, you must be present, you must be worried about you and what you're doing and only you and nobody else. Who cares what somebody else is doing? Sometimes, like, I'll do a reading for people, and sometimes, I disagree with how, they're doing things, but it's none of my business at the end of the day. It's none of my business. I am there to sit there and to just give you the information. Whether you take it or not, it's not my business. Okay? Another thing, listen to this. Who cares what anybody thinks or feels about you? That is none of your business either. Stop getting caught up in what people think about you. Who cares what they think about you? Stop getting caught up what's in the media, what's in the news. Stop getting emotionally attached to everything, because every time you're getting emotionally attached to everything, you're creating resistance in your body. You're creating pain within your whole body, and you're causing more chaos to happen, because what's happening is we are creating everything. I know I've said this in previous videos. We are creating everything. So with every thought that is in your head, you are creating the outcome that's going to happen next to you. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, I'm going to do horrible on this test. I'm going to do horrible. This is not going to work out for me. It's going to be a bad situation. What do you think is going to happen? Of course, you're probably not going to do as well on this test, because you already created that situation. You already put in your mind that you're not good enough. And why should you do well? Because you're not good enough. You have to understand that words are spells, okay? Just like that's why they call it spelling. The word spelling. Words are spells. We have to be so careful what we are putting into our body. We want to uplift our body. We don't want to bring ourselves down. We want to say joyful, beautiful things to ourselves. We want to get up in the mirror and sit there and tell ourselves how good we are and how much we love ourselves. Because the minute we stop worrying about everything else is the minute where everything is going to change for you, because everything is going to show up for you. It has no other, excuse me, it has to show up for you. The minute you stop driving the bus and sitting there and getting in everybody else's business and sitting there and telling them how it has to look and how it has to be, you could sit here and only give advice when asked. Did you know that? We don't give advice unless we're asked to give advice. If somebody is sitting here and wants to tell you what's happening, unless they ask you for advice, you're supposed to just listen. That's what you're there for. You're not there to comment. Sometimes people just want to vent. We don't always have to be giving advice. Sometimes we have to take the higher road and stop using the ego all the time and put the ego to the side and do whatever your body is feeling at that moment. Are you feeling like you have to listen? Or are you feeling like you have to sit here and run your mouth? What is it? We have to pull ourselves back. We have to stop running everyone else's life. Who cares about their life? You cannot change their life. They are going to do what they want to do. Do not get emotionally attached, because when you get emotionally attached, then you are no longer in control of your own life. You're gone. You're out of your body. You're somewhere else. You're not controlling your life. You're creating chaos in your life. And do you really want chaos? I don't want chaos. So when my husband, is doing things that I don't necessarily approve of in the business, like, things that I think he can run it better, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? He's not ready to hear what I have to say. Let him figure it out. And, life will teach him. Sometimes we have to let life teach people. And another thing is, you have to understand, if you are on your path and you're in your happiness and you're going higher than you can imagine, guess what? They have to show up just as higher in a newer version of themselves. They have to. They have to come into your reality in a newer, higher version than ever. And second of all, it's not your job, okay, to worry about how they're coming into the house. Let's say they come into the house, after work and they have an attitude. Not your problem. Who cares? Cook them dinner, do what you got to do. Take care of the kids. Do whatever you got to do. And then go get your outlet. You don't have to talk to them. Go paint. Go do something. Stop sitting here and enabling people and sitting here and bringing your energy down. Claim your energy. Stop giving your power away. We have to stop being powerless in this time, because this is a very crucial time we're in right now. We're in a time where it's asking us to step up. Are you going to step up? I know I am. I'm not sitting here worried about anybody else anymore. I got to worry about me and bringing in the highest timelines for myself, because I know that if I bring in the highest timelines for myself, everything around me is going to follow. Every situation, every outcome, everything's going to follow. If I hold the highest timeline and I sit here and bring in the highest joy for myself, I know everything's going to follow. Because at the end of the day, I'm living my experience, whatever that's going to look like. And everything I'm emitting out into the world is a reflection of who I am and what I am. So I just have to be confident in myself and give it my go and give it my best. You have to do the same. Stop giving away your power. Be conscious. what are you doing? Stop worrying about this. Stop worrying about that. If it's not in your control, you cannot change it. Stop, because you're just creating chaos. We don't want chaos at this point in time. We want to sit here and we want to really work through this. It's a critical time, like I said, and we want to sit here and we want to come out with flying colors and we want to be on top. Well, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe. Bye, guys.